Sometimes when you tap into your real story and you let people know what you're going through, you start to realize that a lot of other people out there are going through something very similar.
Ray J, from what I heard, even before all this happened, was one of the guys that used to smash Beyonce while Jay-Z would watch.
Yo, Ray J just did something nobody ever expected. He started hinting at Beyonce's family life in a way that has the entire internet talking. According to him, there's a deep reason Beyonce keeps certain parts of her private life off the radar, especially when it comes to her twins. And somehow, it all circles back to Blue Ivy, the same Blue Ivy who's been shining on stage, earning praise from around the world, and still finding herself caught in the middle of fresh rumors about her family. It all started when Ray J made a surprising comment during a live stream suggesting that some celebrity families keep things private for personal or health-related reasons. He didn't name anyone directly, but the moment he mentioned twins, fans instantly began connecting the dots. At first, people thought Ray J was just stirring things up for clout. But then another well-known insider stepped in and backed him up, and that's when things got serious. Suddenly, Ray J's vague remarks didn't sound like random gossip anymore. They sounded like someone who's seen more than they're supposed to. Now fans are split. Some believe Ray J is revealing the truth about what really happens behind the scenes, while others think this is just another round of Hollywood rumors getting blown out of proportion. Either way, one thing's for sure, the Bayhive isn't staying quiet, and this story is spreading fast.
I know that Jay-Z is a cold, right? He likes to watch Beyonce with other men. Ray J, from what I heard, even before all this happened, was one of the guys that used to smash Beyonce while Jay-Z would watch. Diddy, as we know, is into those things.
Ray, DJ's comments took an even more surprising turn when he started comparing Hollywood's power dynamics to how certain stars from the past were rumored to control every part of their lives, not just their careers, but their personal worlds too. According to entertainment insiders, this isn't about anything illegal. It's more about the way influence and privacy mix at the top of the industry. But that single comparison changed everything. Because now Ray J's long history of showing up around major A-listers doesn't seem so random anymore. If what people are suggesting is even partly true, Ray J might have been closer to some of the biggest names in the business than anyone realized. Close enough to notice things the public was never meant to see. That's when the line between rumor and reality started to blur. Weeks after that conversation started trending, Ray J went live again and dropped a few cryptic lines that had fans buzzing. He spoke about family secrets and how some stars prefer to keep things private for personal or health-related reasons. He never mentioned names, but the internet didn't need much to start connecting dots. People began pointing out how we rarely see Beyonce as twins, Sir and Rumi, compared to Blue Ivy, who's been performing on stage, attending events, and standing proudly beside her mom at major shows. Still, longtime fans know Beyonce has always been selective about what she shares, protecting her children's privacy while giving the world just a glimpse of her family life.
I was like, I am scared to death. I was scared, and because I was afraid, I did all my research.
Before diving into all the speculation, let's take a step back and focus on what's actually confirmed. Beyonce herself has openly shared that her twin pregnancy was far from easy. She experienced serious complications, including preeclampsia, and had to undergo an emergency C-section. After delivery, both babies spent some time in the NICU before finally coming home healthy. So when you look at it from that angle, it makes perfect sense why Beyonce became extra protective of her twins. After such a difficult journey, any mother would want to keep her children safe, healthy, and far away from unnecessary attention. And knowing how private Bey and Jay have always been, it completely tracks that they'd choose to keep their younger kids out of the spotlight, not out of mystery, but out of love and protection.
The day I gave birth. I had an extremely difficult pregnancy. I had high blood pressure. I developed toxemia, preeclampsia, and in the womb, one of my baby's heartbeat paused a few times, so I had to get an emergency C-section.
But then came the theories, and y'all know how the internet works. The second people notice something different, the rumors start flying. Social media went wild with speculation about why Beyonce's twins, Sir and Rumi, aren't seen as much as Blue Ivy. Some fans started guessing. Others started assuming, and before long, it turned into a full-blown theory storm. But here's the truth. There's no official statement, no credible source, and absolutely no proof behind any of it. It's all just fan chatter that grew because Beyonce and Jay-Z have chosen to keep their younger kids' lives private. And honestly, that makes total sense for a family that's been living under the spotlight for decades.
When I first saw Rumi on stage during this performance, it never crossed my mind that she had autism. All I saw was a 7-year-old girl having fun because it's her first time being excited on a stage with her mom and her sister.
Some people online even took it further. CLA IMG Beyonce hides her twins because something's wrong, which honestly feels cruel and completely out of line. Not every child is built for the spotlight, and not every family wants their private moments on display. Especially when you're as famous as Beyonce and Jay-Z, keeping things low-key isn't suspicious, it's protective. Maybe Sir is just a quiet, reserved kid who prefers calm over chaos. While Rumi seems a bit more outgoing, we've caught glimpses of her smiling beside her mom at rare appearances. But that doesn't mean there's some secret behind their absence. It could simply be about giving them space to grow up away from the cameras and the constant noise of the internet. So yeah, people keep whispering about health reasons. But if you really pay attention, it just looks like Beyonce being Beyonce in control of every image, every appearance, every narrative. She's built her entire brand around mystery, elegance, and precision. And that same level of control extends to her family life too. If something major was truly going on, it's hard to believe it would stay hidden in an industry that watches her every move. What's far more likely is that she's simply protecting her children from the same spotlight. She's mastered a spotlight that can be as harsh as it is glamorous. Then came the Blue Ivy discussion. Fan pages began reposting old clips of her on stage, moments where she adjusted her outfit, glanced around, or seemed a little distracted, and suddenly, the internet turned into a panel of experts. One moment she's just performing with her mom. The next, people are overanalyzing every small gesture, like it's a hidden message. Some fans even tried connecting Ray J's vague health reasons comment to Blue Ivy, twisting it into something it was never meant to be. But the truth is, there's no real evidence behind any of it. Just speculation that's taken on a life of its own. I mean, come on. She's literally a kid performing in front of tens of thousands of people with cameras flashing from every direction, right next to one of the biggest stars in the world, Beyonce. Any kid in that position would move around, get nervous, or lose focus for a second. That's not a problem. That's being human. Let's be real for a moment. There's zero credible evidence that Blue Ivy has any kind of condition. No statements, no leaks, no verified insiders, nothing. Beyonce and Jay-Z have never addressed it, and honestly, they shouldn't have to. What's happening now is that people are twisting a vague comment from Ray J, a man known for stirring the pot, and turning it into an unnecessary theory about a child. That's not just unfair, it's invasive. Think about it. Imagine being 14 dancing beside your mom on stage, and waking up to strangers online debating your behavior like it's some sort of public case study. That's exactly the kind of overreach Beyonce has been trying to shield her kids from all along. And then there's Brandy. Every time Ray J finds himself in a headline, her name isn't far behind. It's like clockwork. The moment he trends, fans flood her comments with "Girl, come get your brother," as if she can just step in and reset the chaos. Brandy's been loyal for years, defending him, staying silent during controversies, even supporting him when people said his career was done. But this time, it feels different. Word is, even people close to her are encouraging her to protect her peace and keep her distance. And if you've noticed, Brandy hasn't said a single word about any of this, and that silence might say more than anything she could post.
Ray J, is it true your mama and Brandy don't f with you? They swear Brandy can't stand you. They say you ruined the brand. Is mom and dad and sister proud of Ray J?
If they not, I am.
Oh, don't cry, Ray. Don't do that.
Right now, Ray J's gone quiet. No live streams, no cryptic posts, nothing. Either someone finally told him to slow down, or he's watching from the sidelines, waiting to see just how far this story spreads before he jumps back in. Meanwhile, Jonathan Hayes is doing the opposite, doubling down in new interviews, standing by what he said but carefully avoiding any new names. And honestly, that's what keeps the suspense alive. Back in Beyonce's world, things seem calm again. Rumi is smiling in tour footage. Sir stays off camera like always, and Blue Ivy is trending for her dancing, not for rumors. Everything looks right back under Beyonce's control, exactly how she's always kept it. Because at the end of the day, the message is crystal clear. There are some families you don't play with, some names you don't speak without proof, and some lines you just don't cross. And for Ray J, poking at the Carters might have been the one line that finally went too far.